guys, thogden here, welcome back to a new video. Now today, we're going to be both going our separate ways and picking our Premier League Team of the Year for 2020. So yes, January all the way to the end of the year, which just has finished. It's not been a great year in terms of other things, but the Premier League has continued throughout most of it, and we've seen some great bits of football.
We have, and we're going to talk about 11 fantastic footballers.
Yeah.
And because of that, you know what? I'd like 12,000 likes.
That's just not happening. Like,
it is
I know
happening.
You said 10k before, we got it, fair play, but 12 is not possible.
Smash it, everyone. Come on.
I'm leaving. That's it. I'm gone. I'm leaving.
And whilst he's out of the room, everyone subscribe to the Thogdad channel. It's brilliant. We've got some great extra content on there, the clips from the streams and loads of other stuff. Subscribe, you know you want to.
Right, I'm back after taking a rest. I needed that. You've said some mental stuff. Let's get on with the goalkeeper, shall we? We're not going to mess around, are we?
We're not, Theo. And this was the hardest to decide. And I thought about maybe 6 different names. I could easily have gone for Edison, Allison, Dean Henderson, Emi Martinez, Nick Pope. But you know what, Theo? I've gone for Hugo Lloris of Tottenham Hotspur.
I was so sure you were going to pick Allison. And now that you've gone with Hugo Lloris, I've lost my game plan.
Well, I'll tell you what, because his save percentage was about 80% last season, which is the second best in the division.
What is it this season?
Well, it's also high. And what I've also done, Theo, is I've looked at goals conceded against XG. Now, XG is the number of goals that should have been conceded. And quite simply, Hugo Lloris is saving points for Tottenham week in, week out.
Now, I do not agree with Lloris, although I do like your reasoning. I think he's been brilliant, okay? But I've not gone with him. I've gone with someone else. Can you guess it? Well, it's not Allison. It's not Edison.
Wow.
It's the Englishman. No, it's not Pickford, don't you worry. It's Nick Pope from Burnley.
Fair enough, Theo.
The reason I've picked him as the best goalkeeper in the Premier League for 2020 is his save ratio is brilliant.
Yes.
77%.
Wow.
We're talking about the Burnley goalkeeper here. As a bit of comparison, Alisson's last year was 70. Okay, Nick Pope, why he's not England's #1 is a disgrace. He has the best ratio of anyone by far who's English. He's a top goalkeeper. He's absolutely huge. And Southgate deserves more respect for him. And he should be in a lot of PL Team of the Years. Tell me in the comments if you agree. I know there will be controversy from our decisions. I like you haven't gone with Allison.
Well, I can't disagree with Nick Pope. I'll let you into a secret. He was the first name on my iPad.
Okay.
And I changed it.
Why did you change it?
Theo, he's a top goalkeeper. And I tell you what, we're lucky in the Premier League. We've got some brilliant goalkeepers.
Play him in the England squad.
Left back now, and this was very obvious because last season he got 12 assists. This season he's got another 5. It's the brilliant Scot from Liverpool, Andrew Robertson, who, you know what, I think has been more consistent than Trent Alexander-Arnold, Theo.
Seriously?
Yeah.
This season I understand that, but Trent's been injured. But talking about left backs, Lucas Digne. Respect him.
You've chosen Lucas Digne?
No, I'm saying it's a suggestion. Like, you think there was a little bit of competition for this left-back spot. Lucas Digne was brilliant last year. Yeah. And again, he's been good this year, apart from his injury. He's just come back. He's like a left winger for Everton. He creates so much for them, but also covers in defence. I mean, you've got to respect him. He's got to be in the discussion.
I respect him, but I think he's a mile behind Andrew Robertson there.
You know, over the last few years, he's won a Champions League and a Premier League and played a big part of that. You know, the Premier League winning season was this as well. So, yeah, I agree, Dad. I've gone with Andrew Robertson because not only is he probably the best in the Prem, he's top 2 in the world. Him and Alphonso Davies. I mean, you can say in the comments who you prefer at left back, but they're one of the best, aren't they?
They are, and I love the Andrew Robertson story because this is a lad who cost 8 million quid from Hull 3 years ago.
It just shows that anyone can make it. If you're an up-and-coming footballer, you're playing at Hull City, you can turn into the best left back in the world.
And now for centre backs, and this lad I'm going to talk about, only 8 players have gone past him in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
He's big, he's strong, he's good with the ball at his feet. He's just an amazing centre back, the best in the world, Virgil van Dijk.
Van Dijk, he's been injured, Dad.
I don't care if he's injured for 11 months, he's the best in the world.
I'm joking, I've got it. I mean, if you don't have him in your Premier League Team of the Year, then serious questions have to be asked about your football knowledge. Virgil van Dijk is an absolute, he's probably the first player out of the list here. Like, I don't even care if he's been injured this season. He's unreal when he's on the pitch. You see how much better Trent plays, in my opinion, when Van Dijk is playing centre-back instead of, you know, trusting in the youth like Reece Williams or stuff like that. There's such a big difference. He's probably the best centre-back in the world. In fact, of course he is. So yeah, he's in the name there for me. Now for the second centre-back option, this was a tough one, Dad, because there's no clear other centre-back, is there? So we had to go through different clubs in the Premier League. And, you know, it's a bit more of a wild card option, isn't it? You could have gone with a Villa defender, Southampton defender, Wolves defender, and all the top 6 as well. I mean, maybe Soyuncu good soup, but he's not played the season that much. Who did you actually go with, though?
Well, you know what? I looked at the teams who'd conceded the least goals at first, and that is Man City, that is Tottenham, and Wolverhampton Wanderers. And within Wolves, there's been a lot of changes, but one guy has been consistent throughout. Okay. And this is a guy that Liverpool want, and that says a lot. Connor Cody.
Oh, I was thinking about putting him in.
Yes.
I was thinking about it. I don't agree with you. But I do agree that it's a good option. So, Connor Cody is your Premier League. He gets the Premier League team.
Absolutely. I thought about Tarkowski, but I went with Cody.
I respect you for putting that in. Now, for my centre-back option, I've gone with somebody else. Honestly, whatever you've got in your mind right now, it won't be the player I'm about to say. It's that controversial. I've gone with the Southampton Polish 24-year-old Jan Bednarek. You didn't expect that, did you?
Wow, that came out of left field, as the Americans say. Go on, talk us through it.
Well, I mean, he's got some of the best stats in the league in terms of clearances, tackles, interceptions, and 65 tackles last year in the Premier League, 193 clearances, 23 block shots. Overall, as an average, as a centre-back, and that's second out of all the centre-backs in the league. This year, Southampton have been smashing it, and I felt like I needed to get a Saints player in the team. And defensively, they've been unreal. Like, Kyle Walker-Peters could have got in, but there's too many good right-backs in the league. For example, Trent, Reece-James, so it's not getting there. But Jan Bednarek deserves respect. I would have said Vestergaard, but he hasn't played much last year. So the Polishman gets in.
Wow, you've really done your homework. And you know what? I respect that. And Southampton deserve a player in this team.
And Dad, just to give a comparison, last year tackles-wise, Virgil van Dijk, 23.
Yeah.
And Bednarek, 65 tackles.
Wow.
And I know people say it's a more defensive team, but he's also got more clearances, more block shots. He's a really good centre-back, and I think the Saints fans love him.
Right-back is very easy, because this guy is the world's best attacking right-back. He's 22 years old. He's an England regular. He's worth about 100 million quid. Trent Alexander-Arnold, take a bow. You've got to agree.
He's bringing it home this summer. He's the best right-back in the world. And although his stats have dipped this season, you can't ignore last year. 17 contributions in the Premier League from a right-back. 14 assists, 3 goals. This year he's slowed down because of the injury and stuff. I'm sure he'll be back and ready to go. He's just the best right-back in the world, isn't he?
And he broke the Premier League record for the number of assists last season. He is absolutely immense.
He is. And I'm sure he'll be back to that sort of level very soon. Best right-back in the world, yeah?
Absolutely. And now for central midfield. And I've gone for a player who's one of my favourite players in the world, Kevin De Bruyne.
It's always
I mean, he is the chief creator, isn't he, for Man City? He's got an incredible footballing brain. His range of passing is astonishing. And he's got 15 assists in calendar year 2020. Of course, last season he broke the record with 20 assists. He's just astonishing.
Completely agree, Dad. I've also got De Bruyne as my first midfielder. What do we need to say about him? Like, the Premier League is lucky to have the Belgian De Bruyne. The fact he was a Chelsea redeck, the fact a club had him and didn't see the best out of him is unbelievable. Jose, I need a word. But he's just so good at City. At times last season, I mean, he had 33 contributions in the Prem last year, over 20 assists. Insane. This year, he's got 11 contributions, and people were saying he was having a bad year. I mean, it's unbelievable how good this guy is. Overall, we're continuing to see how good he is. He carries Man City at times. If the rest of the team performed at times, for example, the Champions League last year, they may have won that thing. They honestly could have done it.
I tell you what, I would crawl 1,000 miles over broken glass to watch this guy play. And the next midfielder is a very easy one. He came to Manchester United and his impact was transformational. He's being compared to Eric Cantona. 18 goals in the calendar year 2020, 13 assists. Bruno Fernandes.
That's the man.
An absolutely spectacular player there.
And I agree with you on the second midfielder, Thog Dad. I've also gone with Bruno Fernandes. Oh, sorry, Fernandes. I'm joking. Is he the best Portuguese player to ever hit the Premier League?
Oh, wow, that is a very big
Tell me
shout.
that, is he?
I tell you what,
in their prime.
Yes. Yeah, really? Because when Cristiano was there, he's not the CR7 of today. Bruno Fernandes is incredible in so many ways. And I love the impact he's had on the team in terms of he's very vocal in the dressing room and on the pitch. And from day one, he adapted to the Premier League as if he'd been playing in it all his life.
Henry took time to adapt. Bruno didn't. I mean, this guy came in January 2020 and he made it his year. Not many people can say 2020 was their year. Bruno can. 33 contributions in 30 games. That's from day one of arriving at Manchester United Football Club. He has carried them to so many goals and big wins simply from himself. Like, it's that special. He's so good.
Yeah, he contributes to over half the goals scored by Manchester United, which is amazing. Without him, United are a mediocre team.
And like off the pitch, he works super hard because his link-up play with Rashford is stuff that you just work on in the training ground all day. So he's a good guy, like he's a nice guy. He works hard on the training ground. He's a bit of a leader.
Yes.
I see. He tells players where to go on the pitch. He's just everything you want in your own team, isn't it?
And quite simply, we watch football because of players like Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes.
The Premier League's so lucky to have both of them too. Like, it's unbelievable. And they walk both of them into World Team of the Years. Never mind the Prem.
Now, a third midfielder was a bit harder, and
Yeah.
we agreed to go for a more defensive player. And I've gone for the lad who's been the heartbeat of the Liverpool side for many years. It is, of course, Jordan Henderson.
Oh, you went with another Liverpool player.
Absolutely. I tell you what I love about this guy is that the 94th minute, he's 30 years old,
Yeah.
but in the 94th minute, he's still running, he's still shouting, an absolute legend of the game.
Leader. You know, he's taken them to a Champions League win, Premier League win, he's done it all. But have you gone a bit too biased for Liverpool with your team?
Probably, but they've been winning everything in the last couple of years.
Yeah, fair play. You know what? Henderson has been good too. But I opened up and I thought, you know what? A team that deserved respect from last year is Leicester City.
Ooh.
And a midfielder who has literally been the best on average in terms of tackles per game, interceptions, blocks, just everything as a midfielder. Is Wilfred Ndidi, the Nigerian. He's been so good last year, and I know he's injured at the start of this season, but since he's come back in, Leicester play with this confidence because they know they've got one of the best DMs in the Premier League, and that is Wilfred, and he walks into the team. And like I said, highest number of interceptions and tackles last season. Can you understand why I've got him in there?
Yeah, I tell you what, Theo, you've really surprised me with that one. He is an underrated player, but best 11, you really think so?
100%, yeah. In 2020, yeah, cracking year. You can't ignore the facts.
And now for left wing. Now, in the United States, Theo, they've got something called MVP, and that means most valued player.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, the most valuable player in the Premier League, I think, and not by monetary value, is Jack Grealish. And let me explain myself. Because without him, Aston Villa are playing in the Championship.
Yeah.
That's how good Jack Grealish is. And what's the saving to the owners of Aston Villa? Hundreds of millions. And I'll tell you what, this season, Grealish has said, we're not just going to survive this season, we're going to Europe. And he's got nearly a goal contribution a game. He is a quite astonishing player. Possibly the MVP of the Premier League.
What do I need to add to that? That was spot on, Thog Dad. And I've also gone with Jack Grealish at left wing. But, respect Rashford. You've picked Grealish over Rashford.
Yes.
It's a big statement.
It is. Now, Rashford has been superb, and he would be a second. But Grealish, without him, Aston Villa they're down.
Well, yeah, Dad, last season people say, well, his stats weren't as good as this year, but he literally kept them up in the Premier League. This year, his stats have been insane. Like 12 contributions in 13 games for a Villa forward. I know Villa score a lot of goals this year, in fairness, but it's just impressive. Watching him play, like every time he's on the ball, he'll do something special. Jack Grealish has to be in the team. Right
wing now, and this is another obvious one. 23 goals in the calendar year 2020, 9 assists. He's in the top 5 in European football for those stats.
Yeah.
But it's beyond stats, because this guy's been brilliant for years. He plays with a smile on his face.
He does.
Mohamed Salah.
Respect Mahrez last season. Mahrez was very good last season.
Yeah, Mo Salah is miles ahead.
So you got no sign of Mane or Sterling in 2020 for your Premier League Team of the Year?
No.
No?
No.
No one gets on the level of Salah and Grealish.
Mane had an amazing season last season, but this season he's gone off just that little bit.
Salah has a little bit too over the last few games, apart from the penalty.
Theo, he's got 13 goals this season.
No,
he's heading for the Golden Boot.
The last 3 games, he's not done anything.
Well, I'm not judging him on 3 games.
That's true. It's the season. It's the year. And I agree, Dad. I've just played devil's advocate here. I've also gone with Mo Salah as my right winger because you're right, Dad. He's one of the best wingers in the world. He's in contention for the World Team of the Year this season. And overall, it's Mohamed Salah. He's a bagsman. He's a goal scorer, great dribbler, rapid. And I'm sure he'll get back to the really top form that we've seen, that momentum runs that we always see Salah do over the year.
And finally, centre forward. And I found this very hard, Theo. I mean, there's lots of options, aren't there?
Absolutely. Aubameyang, I know this season he's been a bit of a joke, but last year he carried them to an FA Cup win, a Community Shield. He was, absolutely brilliant under Arteta. They had a real good system going, and they won trophies, and we can't ignore that. But then again, he's dropped off this season. Danny Ings, been unbelievable this year. I mean, that goal he just scored against Liverpool. He's had a great 2020, absolute bagsman. For a striker at Southampton, not even like a top 6 club. So respect his stats, for God's sake. Jamie Vardy, top goal scorer last season, still in the contention for top goal scorer this year, and he's getting older. For me, I narrow it down to Jamie Vardy, Harry Kane, or Rashford.
Yeah, or Heung-Min Son.
Son deserves respect as well. But reality, if we had to knock it down to 2, do you agree with me? It's either Jamie Vardy or Harry Kane.
Yes, it is. And that's exactly my dilemma, Theo.
It's a difficult one. I've already picked a Leicester player in my team. I think it's time I pick a Spurs player. I'm not going to go with Son because I think Harry Harry Kane is just overall the best player in the Premier League. I'm picking him. And if I had 2 options, I'd probably put Vardy in there too. Maybe Aubameyang if he just kept up his form. But yeah, the striker option for me, Harry Kane. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree. He's had 26 goal contributions in the calendar year.
It's been unreal.
He's captain, leader, legend. And what we've seen this season, he's not about the goals only. 10 goals this season in the league. He's also about the assists, 11 assists. But he's also about the defending.
I was going to add that in. I thought you might forget it. He's a team player. He'll come back for the corners. He'll track back for the squad. He'll play as a number 10 in the defensive role, and then he'll go out and attack and still score goals and still keep up with the goal scoring, even though he's not just waiting like certain other strikers for the run to come or something. He'll be the creator, set up Son for a goal and score one himself. I mean, you can't say that about any other striker, maybe in the world right now.
Yeah, now he's a competitor for best player in the world, full stop.
Ballon d'Or nominee. I mean, honestly, I'd love to see him in his career get a Ballon d'Or.
I mean, I can't believe some people hate on him and call him overrated. Yeah, it's nonsense.
That is our teams. Very similar. We only disagreed on 2.
Yeah, I think. I'm amazed by that.
I know. I mean, I guess we just think similar things. We talk about football all the time, so we kind of just maybe agree to more stuff. No son of Paul Pogba though. Thought that hates him. But guys, comment down below, what would you change with our teams? There's the second centre-back option, which is always a little bit of an interesting one. The third centre-mid option, no Ngolo Kante. I don't think he deserves it this time around. Yeah. Obviously, we went and DD Henderson, but what would you say? Who's been the 2020 Premier League baller that we have missed? I mean, we're just a couple of English lads that talk about football, so tell us what we got wrong. We're not the most insane people in the world. Sky ain't on the phone to us, but we just like to talk and rant.
We certainly do, and because of that, come on, give us 12,000 likes. I'd love that.
Dad, stop going back to that. We're not going to get
Well, I need that because the Christmas tree's gone. I'm feeling all sad.
What I want from you guys is to subscribe to this channel. And the reason is we're trying to get 500k subscribers. And I mean this, if everybody watching this right now who isn't subscribed clicked it, it can make such a big difference, couldn't it?
It really can. And let's get the Thog Dad channel to 40,000. You've got all those clips from our live streams.
You're missing so much content on those. It's unbelievable. Like, you don't want to miss it. Right, that's what you have to do. Subscribe to both these channels. Get notifications on the Thog Dad channel because some of these clips, I mean, you've got to be there early for them or they might go. I'm just saying. That's it. Thank you. Have a great, well, it's the midweek now. It's there's Premier League coming up, so yeah, you can't complain about that. Have a good one.
See ya.
Let's hope 2021 is a little bit better than the last year. Bye, guys.